Hello and welcome to all you Cancerians. Welcome for your monthly horoscope for November 2015. It's November, I think it's the month of truth coming up for all of us, whether we like it or not. And we better like it, don't we? Because otherwise it gets more painful. Again, as I said to other signs, it doesn't have to be a painful process, what I'm going to explain here. But there is definitely release for all of us going on, because two major aspects are going to get to some climaxes here. And whenever things are getting squeezed, after that comes the release, and that's always positive. So what does it mean for you? There are three major things going on here. First of all, the first thing I want to talk about is something that I talked about, I think, for a year now in my horoscopes. And now it comes to the climax. At 7 degrees of Sagittarius, there is this aspect, this tenseful aspect between Neptune and Saturn, between idealism versus realism, between I'm dreaming a bit, between this is reality, this is a correction, you could say, almost. So and that's about Neptune being in your ninth house for a long time. So Neptune in the ninth can be very so whenever a square comes, there is some more challenging things coming up with Neptune. The challenging things of Neptune is having a bit too much of visions, having a bit too much of different opinions. But it's there to give you that broad perspective. So it's seeing things very, very broad, actually. Maybe when it comes to ninth house things, when it comes to your connection with the higher consciousness, your connection with God, if you like, your connection with maybe with some teachings, studying, traveling, publishing, all of that. There is possibility of deception here, but not in a big way. Oh, someone is deceiving me. No, it can be easy self-deception, things that you don't see on purpose, or so because you're afraid of the pain, or things that you simply do not see unconsciously. And so now the good thing is Saturn is coming towards that Neptune. Saturn is coming into your sixth house, and there is where the truth comes up. So the truth will come from sixth house matters that will say, hey, correct this, will you? On a very basic level. For instance, you want to travel and you want to do this and you want to do that. And Saturn in the sixth house is saying, yes, but hey, you've got your work to do here. You have duties, you have responsibilities. So that's in a simplistic way explained. But Saturn in the sixth is about, look at your duties, look at your day-to-day life, look at your day-to-day routines, look at your health, what is possible, what is not possible. So it's there, you can see it as a restriction, but if you see it as, okay, this is some truth coming my way, then things will go easier for you to go through this process. And there's a release with this process with the full moon in Gemini. So the full moon in Gemini will be in your 12th house. Big release going on for you. Big letting go there. And that's good. The full moon is around the 25th, and it's like the whole month builds up towards the 25th of November. So there is going to be some big truths there, and that's good. Another thing that also has to do with truth, also has to do with squeezing intensity, and then all of a sudden truth comes out of nowhere. This is the Pluto-Uranus aspect going on, and the lunar eclipse, and Juno. Now, what is that all about? Now, the lunar eclipse was going on in September, and it was in Aries. So for all of us, it had to do with, on some sort of way, with relationships, because that's Aries and Libra. So that's one thing. And the truth and the commitment about relationships, because Juno is in Libra, and Juno is, if you want to hook towards something, make sure it's true, make sure it's good, make sure your commitment is good. If it's not meant to be, I will show you why. So again, really a pressure at first, but then the release, and probably the release that you didn't expect. Why? Because Uranus is involved here. And this has to do actually with home and family and work. Why? So you had that eclipse going on, Then in October, around the 12th, maybe you can remember around the 12th what happened there, but there was some truth coming up. Maybe information, because it was the Mercury that was into the picture there with Pluto and Uranus in your, the Mercury in your 4th house. So maybe some truth came out that you didn't expect about home, about your family, about your roots. Maybe things that you were thinking about roots, family, home life, and so on. And now you see, I was wrong. You know, the truth is something else. And it's not that, oh, it's painful, but it's just, oh, it asks a bit of adjustment there. And this is a wave, because in November this wave repeats with Venus being in your 4th house and doing exactly the same thing, but now with your feelings. So there are some deep feelings, intense feelings, maybe a bit obsessive feelings about things that has to do again with roots, etc. And around when Uranus will oppose that Venus, and it will be around, I'll give you an exact date, but it will be around the 21st, 23rd, around that time, the 3rd week of November. And all of a sudden you will feel different. And it will be out of the blue. Again, not a bad thing, but you will maybe need to adjust yourself. So, and again, you will know now the commitment you need to take when it comes to your family, when it comes to your roots, or not to take. So you will know the truth now. So that's good. And the full moon, you know, you are Cancerian. Full moons are even more important for you because moon is your ruler. I just want to have a look where the new moon is. And the new moon will be on the 11th, so a new beginning, in Scorpio, which is good because you are Scorpio is a water sign, you are a water sign as well. And that is your 5th house. This is anything that has to do with, so maybe new beginnings. This is just around that day that I just mentioned. New beginnings around children, around creative projects, around romance, maybe a new romance for those who are single. And new openings of the heart. That's good as well. Creative, very creative. You're a very creative sign. And last but not least, there is, whilst all this is quite challenging, you could say, and you know, all these squeezing squares, but there's also the Jupiter and the North Node in Virgo, and this is the blessings, and certainly with the Jupiter there, and this is the focus for the future, because the North Node enters Virgo around the middle of the month of November. I think it's the 18th, something like that. No, it's a bit earlier. It's around the 13th, around that time, the North Node, where your focus needs to be in life, is in Virgo. And Virgo has to do with your thinking, it's a mental house for you. It's your environment, your brothers and sisters if you have them, it's your mental activity. And there is growth there, with Jupiter already, growth there, maybe new things that you're learning, maybe you are going to teach more. Maybe a new language that you're going to learn, maybe some new developments there. And the North Node is going to enforce this, so it's good for you to focus on new skills, developing new skills, communicating in a new way, not in the way that you used to do, in a way of what are the facts here? What is the truth here? The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I want the details and the facts. That's the 3rd house, because the South Node is what you spiritual practice for to let go of. And that is your 9th house. Where Neptune is, I talked about that in a minute. So you need to let go, maybe an opinion or two. Maybe a vision that you were attached to that is no longer working for you. So not trusting too easily on other people's opinions. Your opinions as well. Test those opinions. And that can give you a tremendous amount of growth. But this is something that I start to talk about now, but it's going to be there for like 1.5 years. So I hope you Cancerians have a very good month, a truthful month. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing these videos. I'm not on other social media, but I hope you will share them on other social media. And If you want a reading, get in touch. Wish you a very, very good month. Bye-bye.